Shawn Clement here with Savannah, and we're here to start polishing and get her ready for the season. She's going to be in Kingston a couple hours away from me, so I got to give her the stuff that she needs to work on, and we're going to get together once every 2 weeks, once a month to keep tabs on you, okay? So we talked about, in the series, you noticed that her head has a tendency to turn forward. And you remember when you were way this high, and I was holding your head, and you were still having a hard time, keeping that head steady. So here's a couple of drills that are going to really help you perform that task. So number one, just so we know she's using her legs properly, let's start with horseshoe toss. So let's see you toss the horseshoe into wet paint. So you'll notice that she swings it back, goes to the ground, uses the ground and pushes off the ground to heave that heavy metal object into the net. Go ahead. Fantastic. So you feel how you're not shoving with the arm. What's turbocharging that arm is the push off the ground. She does that amazing. Beautiful stuff. So now, let's do that from the side with our hammer drill. So let me see you do first and foremost a little perpetual motion, feet together. So glue the feet together, glue the knees together. So you'll notice as she does this, and she starts to heave the hammer back, down, up. So you feel that nice ebb and flow. So you're using the ground to heave the hammer into the backswing, and then you use the ground again to heave the hammer into the net. Okay, so let's say we'll do it on a count of 3. So you're going to go 1 toward the wet paint, 2 toward the wet paint, and then launch it into wet paint. 1. Beautiful. So didn't that sucker go nice and straight? Yeah. Now remember, when we first started, I don't want to make her look too bad out here, right? We did a little, rehearsal before we started this, and she was launching the hammer over to the right. So as she got there, she was pushing with the arms, and now she's realizing that the same thing that she was doing with the horseshoes, now she's starting to apply that with both hands and a hammer. Okay, and that's going to lead us to the golf clubs. 1 to wet paint, 2 to wet paint, 3 to wet paint. Wow, that looks so good. And finally, a nice heavy 10-pound kettlebell. She can handle it. 1 out to wet paint, 2 out there. Whew. Oh man, look at that. A+. So now, if we take the golf club, and what you're going to do is you're going to pretend, you remember throwing the club, of course, right? Yeah. So you're going to use the ground, the push off the ground, to throw the club into the target. So we're going to throw it without letting go, right? Yeah. So you're going to feel a nice throw into wet paint. Do a little perpetual motion. 1 to wet paint. 2 to wet paint. 3 to wet paint. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's hit a couple. So let's use the hole here as the intermediate point. So you want the club in the center and the ball just forward of that. We're going to play some straight fades, okay? So let's see, this is going to be launched basically just on the right edge of keep off grass. All right. Oh, well, look what happened. The head snuck forward and she lost her balance. So, was your focus, and this is where we get to it, right? Was your focus on throwing the club to the right edge of keep off grass? What was the focus?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so keep off grass, throw to keep off grass. Better. So if you have any concerns for contact, then you do your prediction process, right? So let's see you perform a practice swing above the ball. If I throw to keep off grass, I miss. Did you throw out there? What about that one?
Better.
Okay, lower to the grass. If you throw it out there, does it feel like you can miss the ball? right, trick question. So throw it out there. All right, so that was better. So you threw it out there and you kind of hit it a little thin. No big deal. Same thing. Lower yourself a little more, lower the hands, that's it. Use your legs to throw it out there effortlessly. There you go. So all we have to do is get just a little lower and really feel how we're using the legs to throw the club into that direction. So now, when the feet are together, obviously, it's helping her keep her head steady. But what I don't want her to do is try to keep the head steady and freeze the body. So we use feet together to keep the head centered over the feet. But then we need that freedom. We need to be able to throw the club out there, right? We're not walking like this, right? We're walking with a nice, so same thing here. You're throwing the club using your legs. Good. So when we go back and watch your video, I want to see a little bit of head bobbing. I need to see that head come up and down, okay? That's what it's supposed to do. We are gravity experts. Okay, so did you throw it there or a little bit down here? Okay. Throw it way out there to keep off grass. Awesome. So, when you were throwing the hammer, if you were to toss the hammer and not let go, so let's have a look at that right now. So pretend you're heaving the hammer, feet together. No, feet together. Yep. On a count of 3, heave it out there, but don't let go. 1, 2 out there, 3 out there. Now, does it feel like the arms are getting pulled out of their sockets that way? Okay. So when you do it with the club, go ahead and set up. No ball. Take a backswing and stop. So now we've got a nice loaded arm club unit. So now the legs go down to get the ground. Come on down. Yes, you feel how you're loading the ground as this falls. And then this comes through, and then you start to push off the ground. And what's going to happen as you push off the ground, it's going to force the club more away from your body and snap your shoulder sockets. Okay? So I want you to feel how you're using those legs to snap the club at the target. Okay, one more time. There. Did you feel more out there that time? Perfect. Ditto. So, if you throw it out there, does it feel like you're going to cut the grass? Awesome. That was the one. Way to go. There it is. Have fun with your practice. See you next week.